Stop having babies for free. If you live in the U.S. and you're pregnant, you want to get pregnant, you want to have children, don't do it for free. Okay? I was just up all night. It's very early in the morning. I was just up all night working, another night of dueling. Okay, we had a baby girl. And I'm a little triggered because some of the stuff that I encounter, some of the people that I encounter doing my job, it makes me want to scream certain virtues to the top of my lungs. And I'm going to do that now. One of these virtues is that we are having babies for free as if it's still 1930, as if this isn't the new world. We are in the thick of a new world order. This is the new world order, okay? In the new world order, women cannot afford to have babies for free. Not for their husbands, not for their fiancés, not for the love of their life. For any reason, you should be being compensated thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars at the point of conception. Okay, so before you even attempt to conceive the child, you need to be counting your money. This is not about pride or arrogance. This is not about ego. This is about numbers. This is about all the women having babies homeless. This is about all the women who go into homelessness or end up homeless while trying to raise the baby alone. And this is why I'm only speaking for the U.S., okay? Here in the U.S., because of this new world order that we are living in and you cannot avoid, okay? You can't hold on to your old ways and your old virtue and your old mindset and think that you're avoiding the new world order that way. You're not avoiding it one bit, okay? The only way to avoid the new world order is to not be here anymore, okay? But you all, not only are you here, but you're bringing in new people. You're ushering in new souls. You're ushering in new people, okay, by procreating. In this new world order, women cannot afford to have babies for free. The men in the U.S. can legally leave you to raise the child alone. The most that you can do is sue him for child support. That's the most you can do, okay? In the old world, okay, maybe that made a statement. Maybe that did something. Maybe suing somebody for child support in the old world said something. But here in the new world order, it doesn't say anything. It doesn't do anything, okay? You might get your payment, you might not. Nobody's gonna run up and arrest him at your first, second, third, or fourth, or fifth, or sixth, or seventh, or eighth missed payment. He can miss a year of payments before he sees jail, before he sees any type of enforcement. You have to accept this. You have to realize this, that you could be getting abandoned by this child's father. Legally, they're allowed to abandon you with the baby. So what does that mean? That means you need your compensation before you have the baby. And here's why. It's not about whether you love each other or not. It's not about what everyone else is going to say about you or being a gold digger. It's not about other people's opinions. It's about the fact that having a baby is very expensive. There's absolutely nothing free about having a baby. Nothing. Your doctor's appointments, the pregnancy test costs money. Your doctor's appointments, your extra nourishment, your prenatal vitamins, your clothes that you're going to need once you're huge. The obstetrician is not going to deliver the baby for free. If you have the baby at home and have to call the paramedics, they're not coming to help you and the baby for free. You're not getting a free doula. I don't work for free. You're not, like, the reason why we have baby showers is because it helps, it's a way for the village to help with the cost of raising and, caring for the new baby. There's absolutely nothing about having a new baby that is free. Why are you still agreeing to have babies for free? There are surrogate mothers that are being compensated hundreds of thousands of dollars to have babies that they don't even have to take care of. All they're doing is renting out their physical body. They are putting their health and they're putting themselves at risk by agreeing to go through labor and delivery. Because yes, birthing a baby is a big task and they're getting compensated for it without having to put up with baby daddy drama and in-law drama. They're being compensated without having to put up with a lot of the chores that come with raising a child, because all of it's a blessing. I wanted to use my words wisely, because all of it's a blessing and all of it is a privilege. Yes, okay? However, it costs money to even do these chores. It costs money to have this privilege. It costs money to maintain a pregnancy. It is completely insane to be alive in this new day and age and act like you don't see all of these women having babies because they're married, and society will agree with it. Society will decide that, okay, you're allowed to have a baby now because you're engaged and you guys are in love and he married you. Okay, you've been married for up so many years. You're allowed to have a baby now. It is completely insane to not acknowledge the fact that 43% of single mothers were wives. They were married when they brought these kids into the world. And they too end up partially abandoned. Some end up completely abandoned. Some end up partially abandoned. And yes, it puts you in a trap. It's called trapping. Now you're trapped. Now you're stuck with their baby, and he will always have access to you because you guys have that baby. Men want multiple wives in the New World Order, okay? In this New World Order, men are going about gaining their multiple wives by getting one pregnant and then moving on to the next after you have the baby. And y'all might have been together for 8 years. Y'all might have been together for 5 years, 3 years. And you didn't have to worry about a whole lot of cheating and a whole lot of disrespectful misconduct in the relationship. And then you got pregnant. And then you had that baby. And all of a sudden, he can't be faithful. And all of a sudden, you find out stuff that you never knew. Yes, this is how men are going about the new trap in the New World Order. He will always have access to a portion of your nurturing, or at least you are cultivating a child for him that he wants. Might not want to take responsibility for, but he wants that child cultivated by you. And all of your gifts and all of your blessings and all of your nurturing, and he'll have access to it because you had his baby for free. He trapped you. The reason why you can't afford to have a baby for free is because you can't afford to be trapped in the New World Order. You will be homeless. You cannot afford to be in a situation where, it's gonna cost this much money to get a babysitter or to have a nanny. A lot of us need nannies. Flat out, full-blown nannies, okay? The money protects you from being trapped by the responsibilities of raising a child alone. Because 8 times out of 10, you will be raising the child alone. Only 8 times out of 10. There's still a strong 20% of men who actually want to stay with their kids' moms and actually have a family. But the other 80%, they want multiple wives. And if you don't align with the New World Order and agree to them having multiple wives, whether they can afford it or not, they want multiple wives, okay? If you don't align with it, then they'll just trap you into giving them what they want. They have no problem with it, and it's not illegal. It's stupid only if you're stupid enough to still have free babies. Yes, let's normalize him having to buy you land in order to conceive a baby with you. Yes, let's normalize him having to make a deposit into your bank account that will cover you for 5 years of child care before he makes a deposit into your body that will possibly have you on bed rest, possibly cause you to miss out on work, possibly cause you ailments. Okay? Don't allow him to make the physical deposit before he makes the financial deposit. Because yes, it's leaving us stuck in this new world order. I'm seeing way too many mothers homeless because they had an autistic child and they couldn't work their job anymore. More and more children, like there's a high ratio of children being born autistic. So it's like they have to dedicate more time and more energy to raising that child. These fathers in the U.S., I want to make this quite clear. The fathers in the U.S. do not care if your child is autistic. He will still leave you to be a single mother of that autistic child. Okay? It's not like, I had to stay with her because, our baby got special needs. No. Once you're trapped, you're trapped. And it doesn't matter whether your child is neurotypical or not. Okay? This is the new world order where men are lovers of themselves. The Bible said it. The end of the Bible said, you know what? And I'm no longer religious in the way I live, but even the Bible said that in the end days, or in the new world order of times, men will be lovers of self. So women, you have to be a lover of yourself enough. You have to be a lover of self. You don't have a choice, or you will not be able to thrive within this new world. You can hold on to the old world mindset. A lot of us have old world goals where we want to build a family that is loving and stable. Like, we don't want to have a quote unquote broken home. You want the mother and the father within one household with no outside partners, and it's very respectable. I understand it. It's a beautiful idea. I love the idea. I love it all. I have nothing against that family model. However, we are in the new world where two men can be married and be fathers of a child. And I promise you that they paid money to get that child because two men can't biologically make a baby. So that means that there's a woman somewhere that got paid for having that baby. How about that? Why should she get her compensation for having that baby, but you not get yours? There are two women who can be married and have babies now. And I promise you that there was some kind of money involved, some kind of fee involved in them getting that baby, because two women can't make babies together. They brought some sperm, or they paid a brother or cousin something. Somebody did something, and it costs money. There's nothing free about this. For a lot of the families that I come across, it's a thriving home with a single mother. And she might have, my nose starting to itch, I'm sorry guys. She might have sued somebody for child support. She could be getting assistance, or she could just be working a really, really great job. Either way, it's taking a lot of money for her to continue to thrive, even though she is having to fulfill the role of mother and father. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm really triggered because I'm coming across, in this new world, I'm coming across a lot of women and a lot of mothers who are admitting to the fact that motherhood is not the best thing in the world. Like, and they don't understand what the hype is. They don't understand why women are like going the extra mile just to be mothers anymore. They don't like it. They don't understand it. They're not enjoying motherhood. But what I notice is that all of the women saying this are actually enduring fatherhood. Motherhood is great. It's fatherhood that doesn't feel good to women. And if you aren't compensated before making that baby, I'm telling you, at least $500,000, at least $100,000. If not $500,000, okay, fine. At least $100,000. It's gonna be a lot of burden. It's gonna be a really, really heavy load to carry, to the point where it completely diminishes the joy. Like that level of work load. I'm trying to put this in words that's not offensive. Because children are not a burden, children are a blessing, but they quickly become a burden when you have to be a father while you're trying to enjoy being a mother. We are not made, we have to learn how to make money, yes, but we weren't created to be fathers too. Otherwise, we'd be able to get ourselves pregnant, and that's not how it works. I still have not met a mother who have gotten pregnant without some kind of interaction with sperm of some sort. We don't produce sperm cells. So yeah, you don't have a choice but to ask for that financial deposit before that physiological deposit is made, if you want to enjoy motherhood and all of its fullness and everything that it has to offer. For every reason that women are willing to even take the risk of being single mothers, it's like we are reaching for motherhood. We want to experience it. It's a beautiful journey. But to protect the beauty and the joy and the fulfillment that comes with this journey, you need that money. You need it. It has to happen. There's nothing free. There's nothing free about this here journey. And yes, men want other wives, so they're going about it, in the Bible. I'm going to reference the Bible again. But in the Bible, if you have a baby by a woman, you had another wife. The men in the Bible had other wives. They had other women bearing children for them. You had multiple wives. Now, she might not be the first lady. Maybe you're the first lady. Like, maybe you're his first wife. You might be the first lady, but men want other wives. They want to have babies by other people, and that's exactly what they're doing. So if you agree to be a part of a club of baby moms, a club of women, please know that, yes, he's taking other wives in the most legal format that he can in the U.S., okay? Legally, you can have multiple baby moms. You just can't legally marry multiple women. So all you really have to do is agree to the husband roles of multiple women. They're doing this legally. Like, there's nothing you can do about it, sis, except align yourself. And I don't want any more women aligning themselves with stress and anxiety and turmoil and depression. I want women aligning themselves with joyous motherhoods. I want women aligning themselves with happiness and good health. I want you to align yourself with good mental health, good financial stability, all of the beautiful abundances that is your birthright. I want you to align yourself with that, even through pregnancy, even through the entire journey of motherhood. Do not get trapped because you couldn't afford to take a risk that you took anyway, knowing that you couldn't afford it. All right? I love you so much, baby mamas. I love y'all. I love you. I love women so much. I love children so much. I love you so much. It's definitely with a heavy heart that I make this content here. But it's the truth. You are within the new world order. You're going to have to let go of those old world habits of just accidentally getting pregnant by a boyfriend or a fiance or a husband, for that matter. Just because you're legally married and society thinks that you're allowed to have a baby now, society's not going to help you with that baby. So there's no point in being worried about what other people will think about your decision. I'm a huge fan of utilizing sperm banks. If you have $100,000 saved up and you're ready to embark on the journey of motherhood, and you're not in a relationship with a man, like you don't have a significant other, but you're ready to become a mom now, that does not mean lay down and allow yourself to get pregnant for free by the first man. Like, no, that means you go to a sperm bank, you use your discernment, you pick a donor, you have your money saved, and you raise your child, because chances are you're going to be a single mother anyway. So you enjoy motherhood that is planned and orchestrated by you. You don't have to worry about custody issues. These men, y'all, these men are leaving us to be in charge of everything and take care of everything alone, while they also want to have a voice of authority in our household and in the way we parent. They want to take you to custody court, and it's like, okay, yes, you allow the kids to spend time with them, you make sure they get quality time with their father, whatever, but you handle all the big responsibilities. But then they want to have an equal amount of authority. Like, they want to have a voice in your household. Sis, I'm sorry, but that is a distant husband. He wants to be the head of your household because his child is there, and he wants to be the head of his household where he's laying with another woman. He took multiple wives, whether you agree with it or not, whether you wanted him to or not. Okay? If you have a problem with a man having multiple wives, well, then you better not be having babies for free. If you don't have a problem with men having multiple wives, okay, remember that you could get pregnant and have a baby and your husband could be deceased. Your child's father could be deceased. I've been coming across that a lot too. Women are ending up trapped with these babies because he passed on, because something happened. And it's unfortunate. No, we can't predict it, but a lot of times it happens and there's no life insurance. Before you decide to procreate, it doesn't take longer than 1 hour to sit down together and maybe choose a good life insurance policy and start, the process of getting that insurance policy. An accidental death life insurance policy is the quickest insurance policy to get over your phone before you lay down and make that baby. I'm just saying, y'all, these financial deposits have to be made before the physiological deposit is made. Oh my God, please, please, please. We are so trapped. And honestly, I feel like you should utilize the sperm bank as a middleman. This is just my own personal philosophy. This is the way I carry myself. But let's say you are married. Because of the divorce rate, a lot of times wealthy people get what we like to call a prenuptial agreement, okay? That protects them and their assets before they get married. But for procreation, Is there a prenup? Yes. We have what I like to call a preconception prenuptial. Okay? A preconception prenuptial agreement. And that's where you and your husband decide, okay, you're ready to have kids. He needs to go down to the sperm bank and make a deposit. It's going to take them 6 months to process his sperm for you. Okay, you follow? They're going to process it. They're going to make sure there's no health ailments and that he's fertile and everything, right? And then you're going to buy back the sperm. And you're going to impregnate, you guys can have a whole conception party where he impregnates you with the sperm that he deposited from the sperm bank. Mom, that makes you the only legal authority of that baby. Okay? So you can raise that baby in your household together. And if he wants the child and he loves the child because you're married and you made that baby on purpose, then you're not going to have any issues with this. But if all of a sudden you need a divorce now and he wants to move out, whatever, if all of a sudden you become a single mom by any circumstances, the father is protected from being sued from, child support and the father is protected from being dragged. And that's child support that's dragged in all the multiple ways that you can drag a man who is not with you anymore. The child's father, the husband is protected from being dragged, and the mother is protected from the father trying to take the baby in custody court and have all the authority and voice in your life without actually being in your household doing the work with the baby. The sperm bank makes you the physically custodial parent, the legally custodial parent, the only parent with any rights or really any authority. I know that sounds drastic. I know that sounds a little harsh, but it's smart. Everyone's protected. Just like in any, prenuptial agreement that you would draw up before you get married to protect your assets. The biggest asset that you can have is your child. One of the biggest assets that you can create. Children grow and build equity. Your children are the hope that you have, for when you get old, when you're of elderly age and, maybe you can't take care of yourself anymore. It's your children. That's when you cash in on that investment. That's just my opinion. I know a lot of people are going to think it's crazy and drastic, but I don't feel like we should be laying down and making babies the conventional way anymore, not in this new world order, because there's too many married mothers ending up single mothers with this husband going back and forth in custody court because he don't want to pay child support and he wants to have a voice in your household that you have to now run alone. You didn't sign up for this. You got married not signing up for it. The whole point in waiting until you got married to have your babies is so you wouldn't have to go through exactly what you're going to have to go through if you guys get divorced. And according to statistics, there's a high probability of you getting divorced. I'm only talking numbers. So, I'm just praying that no one is offended by the numbers. But the truth of the matter is, yes, there is a way to protect yourself. There is a way for men to protect themselves when they make babies with their wives. There is a way for women to protect themselves when they make babies with their husbands. Okay? I know me personally, I'm not agreeing to, in order to take my clothes off during the time of the month that I'm ovulating, To have that sexual access to me during ovulation, you need at least $100,000 minimum. Sorry, but I'm not doing this for free because I'm not crazy. I know and I see how much it costs to have kids. And I know that if you want a child by me, it's worth every penny. $100,000 is actually a huge discount, actually. $100,000 is like a coupon code price, if I be honest with you. But $100,000, I say that because I can take $100,000, and no matter what happens with the child's father who wants to get me pregnant, no matter what happens with our relationship, I'll have money for childcare so that I can be able to move around and work. And, I'll have money for childcare until the child is old enough to go to school. That $100,000 is me just keeping the childcare in mind until my child is in kindergarten. After my child starts school, I'll figure out my own childcare. But I need to not be trapped. Not being able to work, caring for a new baby, trying to care for myself. I need to not be trapped. My low price is only $100,000 just to attempt to conceive the baby. I have a high conception rate. I'm extremely fertile, so chances are, if I do anything that could conceive a baby, I will conceive a baby. So I don't have any problem being abstinent, but I do already have kids. I am speaking as a woman who already has kids. I have a whole entire resume portfolio of the awesome, beautiful kids that I raise, everything that I do to ensure the legacy of myself. I'm going to say myself because not their fathers, but the way I can birth a legacy, the way I can protect a legacy, the way I nurture my family, and the extra mindfulness and the extra mile that I'm willing to go just to protect their daily health and well-being, just to protect their physical bodies, their education. It's worth every penny that I decide I deserve to take on this task. And I want all of you mothers to keep that in mind. I want all of you mothers to feel like that. It's worth every penny. No, you're not asking too much. What's asking too much is the inhumane assignment placed on women to care for babies alone and actually think that it's supposed to go well and everybody's supposed to be healthy. The baby's going to be getting neglected if the mother's getting neglected. Point blank, period. There's like no getting around that. So it's like instability is a real thing. It's like if we keep on ignoring it, well, it's just things are just going to continue to get worse, because in the new world, people who are in denial, in the new world, it is not, what's the word I'm looking for? It's possible. I don't want to say impossible. It's possible. But it's not designed. It's not designed for people who aren't smart to succeed. And the new world is not designed for people who are closed-minded to succeed. The new world is not designed for people who are idiots, who keep seeing the same thing over and over and still doing the same thing. If you're an idiot, this new world is not designed for you to succeed. I'm not saying you're an idiot because you want to have a baby the conventional way by your husband. No, you're not an idiot. You're somebody that has old world expectations in a new world. You might lack awareness. Maybe your heart, it might just be a dream that you always had. Like, I grew up in a household with a mother and a father, with the father paying all the bills, and I had a toxic mommy. So, and I had a toxic father too. But the way we survived was my father took care of everything financially, and my mom nurtured us. My mom, she took care of the school and all the tasks that it came with caring for us. I tried to follow that same model in my own life in this new world. And the middle class is, because my parents were, considered a part of the middle class. The middle class is the new poverty. The middle class is the new lower class. So it is not, this new world order is not designed for people who can't keep up. It's just not. You have to keep up. And you do that with wisdom and knowledge. You do that by moving in ways that are smart. That makes sense. Even the Bible says you count up the cost of the decisions you want to make. And sis, if you count up the costs, you will find that you can't afford to do this for free. Okay? All right. Love you, mommies. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to end this. This is like one of the longest videos on this channel because I really just had to get this off my chest. I love y'all so much.